Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to integrate Meta's AI tool Llama JSON's API in your Android app. So let's begin. Let's create a new project and we can name it as Llama API integration. You can name it anything, it doesn't matter. And click on finish and wait for the environment to load. When the environment is loading, in the meantime, I can just show you a couple of things. So first is you have to go to llama.api.com and create an account if you not created, and then you can go to this API token. Sometimes it may also put you on the wait list, so it may take a time to enable your APIs. Once it's enabled, then you will get the APIs. So you'll be using this API token from here. And similarly, if you go to this documentation link, it will take you to this particular link in the documentation. You just switch to API reference, and that's where they have given the curl command, which we'll be using in our this demonstration. So more or less, I've created the same thing in an earlier video for the Palm APIs. Of course, it's renamed to Gemini now, and so I'll be using the more or less the same concept in this part also, same part of the code. However, I'll do it for Llama this time. So let me go back. Yeah, so code has come up. So let me quickly do the basics setup. One is give the permission to access internet in the manifest file, and then in the Gradle file, I may have to give the required import the required implementation. So now they have changed in this new version of Android Studio, so it's no more taken over here, but still what I'll do, I will copy the dependencies. So yeah, this is the dependency which I need, although like this, yeah, although it will ask me to change it to replace it with the new library catalog declaration of volley, so I'll do that. And I click on sync now. So if I wondering where it has gone and why it is showing red, so I can just show you it's in the libs version.yml file. They have made a new entry called volley over here, and they have given the implementation like this. Though I don't like it, why I'm not sure why the Android guys have done it. Okay, so there's some warning here also. If I click on that, they are asking me to change it or update it to 1.8.2. Please do that and click on sync now. It may take a while, but yeah, more or less our setup is done. So now we can switch to our Java code, and over here some of the basics thing what I'll do is I'll create a public method which I can public void, which I can call from the button on click attribute. So button llama API view. You may have to press alt enter to include the required libraries. Please note I have also started my emulator in parallel, so this process what you're seeing in the bottom is for that. I'll go back to my layout, and over here first and foremost I can do it is I'll give some ID to my text view so that it's accessible from my Java code as well. So I can increase the size of this text from 14 to probably say for example 24 sp, and I'll include a button. Okay, so something is coming up. Yeah, I think my app is coming up. Yeah, perfect. So emulator has started, but as of now I don't need that, so I'll just minimize it for now. And Llama API, and I'm putting a button here and giving some constraints, and in the on click attribute I'll associate it with the respective method which I have just now defined the Java code. Perfect. So I'm just placing everything on top. So more or less my this part is done. I go back to my Java code, and that's where, yeah, now I'll start the coding. So there are so things I'll need from my other code. I can type it, but just to save time and keep it more clean, I'll just try to copy it from here. So I think I need few of this class variables from there, and I don't think I'm using edit text in this case, so I'll just remove it. Text view is something, yeah, I'll be using, so just press alt enter. So one by one I'll go. First let me complete the text view part. So if I go back here, so I will just copy this line of the code from here, and this will go in the on create method itself. Second is string API key. So API key was a term they use for Google, so here they use a term called token, so I'll use token keyword. and this token is of course the old one. So I'll go back to my this API token part, copy, and come back and paste it here. Don't use my token. I'll definitely delete it and change it. I mean refresh it basically. But yeah, just for display purpose, I'm displaying it in this video. But please don't use my token. For the endpoint, you again go back to this documentation page and just click over here. It will copy it, or you can copy from here as well. But anyways, copied in my clipboard. I come back here and paste it. I'm not sure why this is there, so just remove it. So this is my endpoint and this is token. So class variables are taken care. Now in the button click, I have to form that JSON structure. So more or less I can again copy from this part of the code. However, I have written a bit different this time. So JSON structure will change depending upon the structure of this particular curl request. So I have already typed it. I'll just put it here, Control V, and I may have to include all these objects. So just press Alt Enter. Yeah, and it will include all the required libraries, or it will import all the required imports over here. So that's taken care. So if you notice, I have also changed the structure, this string input also. I think in the previous one it was something like about the a storybook on something like magic backpack, but this time it's a poem. So anyway, it doesn't matter, you can use the same also, it doesn't matter, it will work. So now my JSON structure is formed. So what I can do it is, as a next step, I can call the post method like this. So same, either we can copy, or again here we'll have to modify this part, the output part a bit, because if I go to the documentation and if you see the output very, no, I'm not sure why this part is scrolling. I want to scroll. Okay, so I think this is the bottommost. So I wanted to show you this part. So how the output will come is, it will come in the choices, index, message, and then content will contain my output. So that's what we need. So I'll do one thing. Again, I will just type it up front and copy it here. I can do it yeah, on the call also, but just to save time, and anyway I'll make all my code available in the description folder, in the description below, so just you can refer there. Perfect. So just keep pressing alt enter so that everything gets included. Okay, this one is left, and request also, I think I can press alt enter so that it gets included. Yeah, so what is left is string API key. I think we have changed it to token, so I can just use this part, Control V. So I think we have used almost everything. String token is used. So let me just quickly explain you the part. So we are getting a JSON object request over here with a post method. Endpoint we have given, objects we have just now created over here earlier, and then we are getting the response on response, and this is the critical part. So you should try to refer to this part where I'm accessing the JSON array based on the this documentation. So choices is an array with an index, 0th index, message, and then content. So if I go back, so that's what I'm doing, 0th index, then I'm taking the message object and then getting the string of the content, and that's what I'm printing in the text view. That's all. And then on error of course we are capturing here. Yeah, I think I did some mistake. Yeah, and then I'm putting a header. In the header we need two things. One is the content type or the authorization with the bearer of the string token, and then we are giving the timeout, retries, and then we are calling the request. So that's all. So let me rerun this code and see how it works. So you can refer, I'm repeating this, you can refer to my code in my website or the description below, and that should be fine. Yeah, so it has come up. So let me click over here and see how it comes up. So my input over here is write a poem on cloud. So I don't know why I need a question mark. I could have removed that question mark. Okay, so this, of course, this should have kept to the bottom because I am not given constraints. That's why it is trying to fill the pages anyway. So across the sky, this is a living painting, blah 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 blah. So yeah, this user, thank you. That was a beautiful assistant. You are welcome. It is my pleasure. So yeah, this is the kind of output what it's giving, and why it's giving more of a chat kind of thing, because if you notice the endpoint over here is a more of a for a chat completion. So of course I'm not building a chat bot right now, but you can easily put a chat bot because you can do a back and forth conversation with the Llama tool. So that's all. I hope this video is useful to you. It's a very quick video. I wanted to show you how easy it is to include or integrate Llama APIs. I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put it in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.